Hello, beloved. I want to talk to you today about something. Um, it's kind of hard to explain. It's nuanced. Let's say, okay, a lot of people at my age, they're worried they'll get Alzheimer's. So what do? They decide to learn something new, take up ballroom dancing, take up a language, learn chess. With me, I struggle with swimming and some aspects of math. I understand theoretical math, but I have trouble because when I was a kid, we moved around a lot, and I have a math block when it comes to certain aspects of math. I can make change all day long. I can do books, but I have trouble in those areas. So let's say I wanted to learn something in those areas. I wanted to say take up a new language. So I'm gonna learn a new language. I'm gonna learn about math. I'm gonna learn how to swim better. Whatever it is you choose to do, when you do that, you make brain cells. You might also make like muscle cells and things because of activities from dancing or whatever, and you've got muscle memory and a lot of stuff. But let's just talk about the brain. Whenever we do something new, we make new connections, new neurons. And this is the key to keeping people deceived. It's the key to truth and to deception. Because ideas are based in words. It's a lot of frontal lobe stuff, okay? You can look up Bunny, the dog, and how they're training Bunny to speak. And she doesn't really speak, but she can understand words. And a lot of dogs can understand words. Like some of the herding dogs are just amazing. They're really, really smart. But when you're trying to learn something, or you're being taught something, or you're hearing something new, you're laying down, so to speak, sort of a grid of that information. You're making connections inside your brain as to what and how you view that. And Jesus said, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So the way you think about things, that is your reality. And thinking and feeling, they're kind of connected. And we can talk about other connections. We're just talking about the mental right now. So when someone hears something, for instance, let's say you have a problem with Jesus being depicted as white. And you're really upset about this, and you've heard all kinds of things, and it's wrong because Jesus was a Jew, or your little cult group thinks he was black, which is garbage. And it doesn't make any difference because Jews come in all colors. But that was garbage. But the deal is why you get that information and how you choose to implement that and how you choose to put that information in your head affects your view of that information, and that's the hardwire. Whenever that topic comes up, you're going to think software and you're immediately going to go through hardware. There are hardwired areas of our brain that are just simply hardwired. I mean, like sex, like eating, like survival, fear, all these things. They have massive highways of information that go through our brain. That's why advertising uses those. That's why when they want to control you, they use fear and manipulation, okay? And it's the same thing with this idea of Jesus was black, or he had to be this, or he has to be that, he has to have green eyes or blue eyes or whatever garbage. It's garbage. It doesn't make any difference what he was, okay? It makes no difference. And so people can get this idea that it's really, really wrong and really upset about it because of racial issues and the way things are taught to them. But when you speak to them and then you explain, well, it doesn't really matter because there's a million Black Madonnas. There's Black Madonnas all over Asia, Africa, South America. There's statues of Black baby Jesus and Black Mother, Black Mary. You know, it's a cultural thing. It really doesn't really matter. I mean, it's like the Last Supper. Everybody thinks of the Last Supper. They think of that one by Da Vinci. Okay, there's like hundreds, probably thousands or tens of thousands, or maybe not tens of thousands. If you add up the prints and stuff, I'm sure it's like that. But there are thousands of paintings done by different artists in different parts of the world, in different eras, with different cultures, who also did the Last Supper. Some of them have lobster. They have pork on the table. Okay, and everybody in the picture is black, or they're all Asian. It really doesn't make a difference. The thing I'm dealing with is not the issue of Jesus's race or ethnicity or any ethnicity, anything like that. That's ridiculous stuff. It doesn't matter. I'm talking about how the tracks are laid down in our head. When the track is laid down in your head, that's the track you're going to go for. That's the one you're going to believe the easiest. That's the one that seems natural, normal, and truthful. So if a track is laid down that's false, then that falsehood is going to seem natural and honest and reliable. You know, that's how it's going to appear in your thought processes. The same thing goes for all of us. So it's not a you, me thing, or anybody, any race or gender, any of that stuff. When things are laid down, we tend to gravitate, because of hardware and software, to using the tracks that are already laid down. So there's great resistance in us automatically in getting new ideas and new learning. It's hardwired. And this is how deception works. This is, you know, tell the big lie, keep repeating it. That's why the media just keeps telling you. It's not called TV programming for no reason, because you got this big giant herd of people and you want them going the direction you want them going. You don't want them to figure out how things work. So you want to dumb them down, keep them in a box, keep them controlled, feed them like mushrooms, you know? So we have to be aware of this. This is how Satan works. And he works via ideas. Ideas and words. This is the reason that pro-aborts will always say, well, it's a fetus. Well, what is fetus? Fetus is just, you know, baby. It's just Greek word, Latin word for baby. That's all it is. It makes no difference. It's not changing the subject matter. But because the word fetus sounds different and scientific to people, because we use Latinate and Greek tenses, etc., then automatically people think it's something different. And so you can deceive people by talking around them via terminology. And that is what is going on. That's what's going on all the time. And if the younger they can get in your head with ideas, why do you think there's so many movies about certain pet topics? So many movies about aliens. So many movies about various end times issues, you know, about mad scientists doing this and that. It's because they're putting the tracks down in your head, because once the track is laid down, they can control you and how you interpret that internally. Because they want to lay the track down, because whoever lays the track has the greatest control, because it takes a lot to fight against those ideas. And words are ideas. They're ideas, and you have to fight against those to get new ideas. This is how Satan deceived Eve. Did God really say that? He tried to put this spinny idea into Eve's head that God was somehow restricting them, even though they were basically little g gods. They had complete freedom on the planet. They were naming the animals. It was all made perfect for them. But they were given an idea that somehow God was being a greedy a-hole, and he was keeping stuff back from them when he'd already given them everything. It's just like how people can't see dwelling with the Lord. They get these ideas about playing harps and a guy with a big white beard and all this sitting up in heaven, and we're just going to be jacking off playing harps, and that's it. Okay. Jesus said he'll give us all things. And what does all things mean? All things means all things. But we can't conceive of that. And so we have things like false pride, false victimization, and all these other ideas that we get in us, often because they suit some sort of a need, whether it's a good need or a bad, real or not. We gain these ideas and we think certain ways because we have a need about that, because that's important to us. Okay, and that's how cults work. That's how any deception works. So be careful who you let lay down tracks. Be careful for what you feed on, because there are tracks being laid down. And as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. As you believe, that governs your reality. You can't have a different reality than the reality you think and believe in your head. You can't absorb it. It may be, reality could be completely, totally different. But you can't have a different reality than you believe. And so there's a vested interest in manipulative, controlling, grooming type of people and institutions and organizations to control the way you think. Don't you think outside the box. You need to look at this subject in the way we want you to perceive this subject. Don't you go over here. Don't go over there. Just, keep plugged into the TV set. Keep sucking on that big old tit. Make sure you get all of it. Make sure you talk about, Landry ran away and this girl's dead and this happened, even though they ignore the lesbian couple that was murdered in the same place. Yeah, okay, and then they got another story, and then there's another story, and then there's the next story. Look over here, look over here. It's just like anyone can be deceived. Anyone can be tricked. And it takes the same type of deception to trick one person as it does to trick a group or a community or a nation. And it's just the same. You've probably seen a TikTok video or a YouTube video where somebody does a magic trick of sorts in front of an animal. Like there's several videos where chimpanzees or something are in a pen, there's a glass there, and some guy takes a ball and puts it in the cup, and he shows them the cup, and he makes it disappear, and the chimpanzee's like, oh, that's funny. Okay? Because deception can work as a joke, or it can be evil. And when I say deception, I mean a trick. I mean something surprising or unknown. It can be done, you can surprise your wife with flowers, or a gift, or surprise a friend with a gift or something. Or you can surprise them in an evil way, and it's all about intent. The key to all of these things is intention and intent. I have some friends that are some of my best friends in the world, and I call them fucker friends, because they are fuckers. I've been through life with them. I know the good and the bad about them, and I know that I can say anything that I want around them. I can go through anything, but I call them fuckers. There's guys I went to school with. I call them bastards. Oh, you bastard. Now, I don't mean it's illegitimate. I'm not insulting him. And my tone, you can tell by my tone that I'm saying that in a friendly way and that I feel good feelings toward him. You can say the exact same words and the intent is evil. You can say all the nice stuff in the world. You can put all that crap at the bottom of the advertisement, all the legalese stuff that says we're going to screw you every way we possibly can, and if your car's a piece of shit, or if your burger isn't the same size as this picture, we're going to mess you over. So you just need to shut up and be lied to and give us your money. That's all that stuff. And they can say it really, really nice, but intent is where it's at. Intention is the important key part here. So when you're receiving information, check the intent. Check the patterns, the history of whoever's telling you something. Find the true intent of it, and they may not even know it. People repeat lies. God said, you love lies, so I gave you over to them. He's given all this over to lies. That's why people love it and they eat the lies. They eat the lies because they think they need the lie to support some kind of a feeling or emotion or belief or idea. Okay? But if the ideas are laid down falsely, if the tracks are suspect, just because everybody believes something doesn't make it factual and doesn't make it true. So be cautious about this. Be wise about it. Be careful who lays tracks down, because it can take decades to get over some tracks that were laid down by well-meaning people that really had their interest at heart, and maybe not your interest. All his best beloved. He says that you're family. He says that you and the Father and the Holy Spirit and Jesus Christ are in the beloved. Walk in what you are and who you are.